My name is Terry Pace, and I'm speaking on behalf of Cash America Payday Advance and the payday industry. And whenever we get together to meet to talk about financial products, the payday product always comes up. To me, the real reason we are gathered here today is about choices, to allow them or to eliminate them. We are a diverse society. We should be proud of our diverseness. Because we are diverse, we need diverse options. We are not a one-size-fits-all society. Payday loans is a choice. It is diverse. We see people from many walks of life and cultures, from many pay ranges, from hundreds of dollars to thousands. We see people that work in our schools and in our medical facilities, to those that work in our restaurants. We see young and old. We are a diverse option. I am sorry that this hearing is being held during the day in the middle of the week when our customers are working and unable to attend and speak for themselves. In choosing, I would like to share one more thought. If there's one thing I've learned during my 10 years in the industry, is that one can legislate out the product, but you cannot legislate out the need. You don't need it, don't use it. Don't take away the option for those that find it viable. We are a diverse society and need diverse options. Let people choose for themselves what works for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pace.
Good afternoon. Julian Canetti with the California Asian Pacific Chamber of Commerce. And prior to my position at the Cal Asian Chamber for about 10 years, I was president and CEO at the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. One of the things I want to point out, during those years, both with the Cal Asian Chamber and with the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, I've worked with payday lending industry representatives as well as public policy makers in Sacramento to answer the needs of consumers, but also at the same time protect our consumers in regards to payday lending. I would urge the council members here, if you have not visited a payday lending a licensed payday lender here in California, that you do so and understand what they do, who their customers are, and who their employees are, and the jobs that they create in the communities as well. But one of the things is that they provide an important service, and that is access to short-term credit, which is still very needed in our communities, to our small business owners and to consumers throughout. I think an important point here is that if we restrict access to licensed, regulated short-term credit products, we will not reduce the need for those products, but may force individuals into dangerous alternatives. We urge the advisory board to consider how important short-term credit, like payday loans, is for the vast majority of consumers who use it responsibly. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Canetti.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Erik Vargas. I'm the president and CEO of the South Bay Latino Chamber of Commerce with membership throughout the County of Los Angeles, all the way down to the city of Long Beach. I'd like to echo what our moderator said at the very beginning of today's hearing, which is that one of the missions of the CFPB is to help consumers take control of their financial lives. Without options, which the payday lending institutions give us as consumers and as business owners, we won't be able to take control of those financial lives that we're talking about. I myself and my family, we are immigrants to this country. We took risks in opening businesses, and were it not for these alternative financial institutions, we probably would not have had the money to pay our bills, buy inventory, pay pay for medical necessities that we had, or other very basic human needs that we had as entrepreneurs. So I do urge you that you not demonize, this alternative financial institutions like the payday lending companies that are here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Verduzco.
Thank you, Director Cordray, the staff members, all of the panelists. Has been a great session. Thank you very much. My name is Craig Wells. I'm the president of a company called Cash Plus. I've been in the trenches in the check cashing and payday advance industry for the last 17 years. And I'd just like to give you one quick example of why customers use our services. If I'm a customer of one of the large banks, a couple of people have mentioned it today, and if I write two checks, two $50 checks, say to a grocery store and a car tune-up place, if I don't have that money in my account, that bank is going to assess me $40 for each one of those checks that bounces. I can go to any one of these licensed operators in California, and I can borrow that same $100 for about $17. Our customers, the reason the demand is so high is they've figured out that $17 is cheaper than $80. Please don't take away the options.
Good afternoon, my name is Essen. I represent Customer Graphics, and I work for Money Mart, and I'm also a customer. I'd just like to say that when I started my own business, I went to the banks and they would turn me down. So left that and started going to the payday loans. It's been 6 years now, and I'm not in the payday loans, but because of them, I was able to reach what I call now my American dream. You know, I'm not out of debt, I don't have a credit card. I use their prepaid cards because it puts me in a restriction that if I have my bills, I have to pay them on time. And I don't overspend more than what I have to. So I know that if I ever fall back or I have to do something, the payday loans will ever help me. Thank you.
Jerry Guzman.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much to the director, your staff at CFPB, the advisory committee, and of course the community agencies that are here. I represent many groups, but today I would like to speak on behalf of the 29,000 K through 12 students and their families that I represent as a local school board member, in addition to 30,000 adult education people I represent. The way the current system is set up, many of my families on occasion have turned to non-bank financial products out of necessity and because of lack of other options. The devastation a child, a student, forget for the moment the adults in the family suffer when utilities are turned off or they're displaced or they don't have proper nutrition is great. 73%, I'm from Southeast San Gabriel Valley, of those families qualify for free and reduced lunch. I ask you, especially now with the immigration reform opening up, many of our families have multiple members, as mentioned very knowledgeably by Chila. They're depending on non-bank financial products to pay the fee so that they can take advantage of the current immigration reform before this administration changes and God forbid something we go back 10 steps. So I beg you to please consider and think of those residents and those citizens who on occasion just do not have access to any other option, and choose and use it wisely. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Guzman. Don Gwaltney.
Good afternoon. I'd also like to thank the board for the opportunity to have this forum today, and there's been a lot of great information shared. My name is Dan Gwaltney. I represent a small neighborhood financial service centers located in Southern California. Our businesses are located in areas that are available to all people, mainly in areas that are just high traffic. We do multiple things such as wire transfers, check cashing, small consumer loans. And we know that customers come in and they're looking for avenues to fulfill their financial needs. They know that they have alternatives, and they're looking at traditional alternatives and they're looking at ours. And a lot of our consumers, they make the financial choice recognizing the various options that they have, and we would like to make sure that the CFPB keeps that in mind as they go move forward and look at the options that need to be in the marketplace. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gwaltney. Mimi Añadono.
Well, good afternoon. I'd like to say, first of all, I was a customer and now an employee of Checking to Cash. A while back, my husband had an enlarged heart, and he was within minutes of dying. We were very strapped for money, and I went down to Checking to Cash and got my very first loan. And because of that, my husband's still here today. And because of the service that I received from them, I went down and I applied for the job, and now I work for them. And now I am a sole provider of my family, and I've been able to provide my family very well. So just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you, Ms. Añadono. Thu Alvarado.
Good afternoon, and thank you everybody for coming to Los Angeles. I'm a banker that works with the check cashing and payday loan industry. And over the years, it's come to my attention an observation. If a customer walks into any one of the 4 banks I've worked for that's been friendly to the short-term small dollar lending industry, they walk into any of those branches and ask for a $200 loan, they can't get it, and not in any of the banks I've worked at. So I think that the entrepreneurial spirit that's represented in this room and outside there on the street by these businessmen and women who are fulfilling that need that the banks I've worked at least to date, are not providing, is something that should certainly be encouraged. It's efficiency of the market. There's a demand for the product. These types of business entities, I think, are ubiquitous now, and it seems to me that the folks are voting with their feet and going out to support this business. So, anyways, that's just an observation from a banker from where I sit on the other side of the desk.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado.